See 'em? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, welcome to Red State Update. This here's Jackie Brawls.
Folks, friends, relatives, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Red State Update podcast starring me, Dunlap the Man, and our special guest star, Jackie Brawls.
Special guest star?
Well, when your schedule allows, you pop in.
Well,
say, hey.
If that's the case, then I don't have to be doing this every, hardly do it every week as it is. If you want, if all I got to do is pop in, then hell.
No, I mean, your schedule allows, always the thing. Well, I mean, you ain't doing nothing.
I'm retired pretty much. I guess.
Creaking, complaining, lying around in pain. That's your day.
SD, that's what, that's the cards you get dealt. Don't tell me there ain't nothing worth. That's what I always complaining. Look around. Look any which way. You said at the top of this, you said friends and relatives. What relative of yours listens to this?
I touched base. I got back in touch with our bases. I touched base and got back in touch with our bases of my cousin. You remember old Red Gravy?
Vaguely. What's he listening to this for?
I don't know.
Ain't none of my relatives. First off, half of them, I ain't telling them about it. They don't know when they do it. Only relative I know that hears any of this is my wife, and she only hears half of it. She don't hear any of you, because I got the thing on my ears.
Oh, that poor woman. That must be, oh, my God. That must be like a lifetime of having sex, but
all
never.
Right. Shut your mouth. That's my wife.
She's also used to that as well. Listen, Jackie, I want to tell you one thing. My cousin said he gets online to look up, see if I've been arrested lately. He said it's just a thing a lot of people in my family do. And he come across the podcast and he started listening to it. And he said he don't know why either. He said, I don't like it. I don't know what you're talking about. It's unprofessional. I don't listen to any other podcast, but I can tell. But I listen to it every week. I keep thinking I'm going to come up with something I'm going to kid you about next time I see you. And I asked him, well, did you come up with anything? He said, yeah, just, you got a podcast.
That's enough, yeah. Somebody, it wasn't a relative, somebody who's coming to the store said he helped him go to sleep. He'd listen to it, he'd lay down, turn it on. When he lay down and go to sleep, he said, go out like that. And I said, I don't personally hear anything soothing about either of our voices or anything. Get the mad hollering and screaming. I wouldn't be able to sleep listening to this. I don't know how he does it or did it, if he still does.
When I fall asleep listening to this, I have dreams about you.
Well,
you rapping on the window saying, Dunlap, wake up. Wake up.
And vampire do that, yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, yeah. Hey, your friend turned into a vampire scratching at the window. I remember floating around, scratching at the window, scratch, let me in.
I don't know how many times I woke up screaming after, like you're rapping at the door. And I say, Jackie, come on in here. You want something to eat? And the teeth, you come inside and the teeth come out of your mouth and you go, don't mind if I do. And you come towards me and I wake up screaming. What's that mean?
I don't know. Go see a doctor. Don't ask me. Hell. I don't know.
Shit. I bet I would never hear the end of this from Red Gravy. He'd be like, did you dream about Jackie Brawls again last night? Dang it. I knew we had a good run of 400 something episodes. He didn't have nothing where I had embarrassed myself in none of these stories. And now I just handed it to him on a silver platter, much like my naked body in several of these dreams, as you flap your bat arms above me and then them teeth come out again. And you go, I'm dig in, everybody. And there's 100 of you. Jackie vampires, and y'all feast on my naked body on a silver plate.
All right. The last thing I want to eat.
God dang it. Why do I keep saying this? Red Gravy's going, and that maybe he wouldn't have even heard it if I didn't keep saying his name.
Only dream I used to have over again is I was in the hospital dying, on a machine or something like that.
Yeah.
And ain't that funny.
Oh, I thought it was a funny one.
No, and it ain't funny. Sad either way. It's a dream, and everybody's in there, families around me, everybody's around the bed. And I said, "Leave me alone!" Like trying to get everybody to go out. I won't die by myself. I don't want anybody in there looking at me when I'm dying. I just let me do this. I know in movies and things, people like hold my hand, talk to me, or whatever when they die.
Give my doctor the shot.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Give my daughter the shot. Nowadays, I just go ahead and make her the doctor because that's a good twist. And she got sick, but she's also Shirley MacLaine's daughter. You can be two things at once.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what the hell you talking about.
Give my daughter the shot. I
don't want nobody in there when I'm dying. I want everybody gone and nobody will leave. I'm saying, doctor, am I going to die? He said, yes. Your time has come. I said, well, can you get everybody out of the room? And nobody will go. And I want to be, die all alone by myself. It ain't like like a.
Are you sure that's a dream?
And you got shot. You're bleeding out. I want to hold my hand. Please hold me and all that. No, I don't want no one around.
So wait a minute.
You talk about Red Gravy making fun of you listening to this. Imagine if he's in the room when you die, because we don't know all what happens. What you go, I don't want no one around to see that. And you do something stupid, mess yourself, or start crying, or whatever it is. Then that's what he gonna tell the rest of everybody else after you're dead.
He'll tell it at the funeral. He'll state that if I know Red Gravy, my cousin, one thing he'll do after I die, whatever embarrassing thing happens, as I'm in the throes, he'll get up there at the damn funeral home or the church, wherever they do it at, and he'll say, "Let me tell you all what happened right as he was going out." He was confused. He was like, "Where's Granny?" And I didn't know who was alive, who was dead. He's got a dark sense of humor.
I don't want him around and nobody around. Of course, he can make fun of you all you want. You're dead. It don't make any damn difference. People are going to make fun of you. I'll stand
up. Listen, you make fun of me at my funeral. If you mess up with my perfect funeral plans, I will rise up out of my coffin and slap a shit out of you. I ain't going out like no sucker. I lived a long-ass time. And to put up with Red Gravy, I'll say it to your face right now, Red Gravy. If you mess up with my funeral, I've got it all mapped out, drawn out, storyboarded, just the way I want it. And if you ruin it, just if you throw the timing off, oh man! If I don't get up out of that casket and knock you in the head, I'll haunt you, you cruel motherfucker, for the rest of your life.
All right. Enough. Red Gravy, I don't want no one around when I'm dead. Of course, I don't know why you'd be there at the hospital or wherever the hell I'm at anyway. I barely remember you. But anyhow, just
he's the orderly at the hospital, so he might be there.
Well, which one?
Well, he moonlights at a couple. He's on that grind. Sometimes he's friends. You know how they're all friends. So sometimes he just goes to a hospital he don't work at just to see what's up. Hey, who else is in that room? Am I in there with you?
A bunch of people. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. You probably in there somewhere sometime.
So, but you're like, get everybody out, doctor. Except, first of all, the doctor's not the bouncer, okay? Have a little respect. They paid a lot of money for that degree.
It's a dream. I don't know what he's the only one that seemed to have any sense.
And also, when you get a chance, can I get a little more ice? What are you talking to the doctor like that in your dream? Do you tell the doctor, get everybody out of here except for Dunlap, my friend, so he can hold my hand?
I want everybody. I know you damn well. You worse than red gravy. Lord knows what you'd be saying on here a day after I'm dead if you say it all. I don't want no one to say I won't die all alone by myself. Of course, you could die like that. I could die in the middle of doing this, and nobody know what's going on. I just quit talking. But I'm saying if you know you're going to die. And which is a bad feeling for anybody. But if you know that that's coming, and you're in the hospital and you know it's coming, just leave me alone. Just leave me, not the whole time if it's going to take a week or 3 or 4 days or whatever. But toward the end there, when the doctor said, "All right, you got what, 15, 20 minutes? All right, get it clear the room." That's all I'm saying. Of course, I may not have that luxury. I get hit by a car tomorrow. I don't know.
I have to rework the plans for my funeral because everything's. I'm missing a big part of what I had planned now because Tawny Katane passed away.
Oh.
So now I've RIP, but now I've got to figure something else out. I think the Bullet Boys are still alive. And if I do a GoFundMe, the thing is, you got to trust somebody still living to run these things and not abscond with the money. But if I could pay the Bullet Boys, but if not, then we can just play. We can play the song. They don't have to be there in person. And plus, there's Cameo. They're probably on Cameo. The thing is, Jackie, could I trust you to run a GoFundMe to pay the Bullet Boys to play my funeral?
I don't know what any of that meant except for funeral. I know what a funeral is. Rest of it, I don't know what the hell you're asking me.
Well, I hope you get plenty of rest. Now, wait a minute. Now, how about after you're dead, do you mind people? Because you used to sit up with the dead. I learned that from a Ray Stevens song. So I know back in your day as a little boy, you probably seen so many cadavers of, Civil War veterans who were your uncles.
Ah.
You're sitting in there in the parlor or whatever, having to sit in there with. Now, do you mind if people sit in there with your dead body to watch it and make sure you?
After I'm dead, it don't matter what you do with it. I don't care if I'm dead. I'm dead. It don't make a difference. I'm talking about the last few minutes right there before it's happening. I won't be alone. I'll be by myself. Come in the world by myself. I won't go out. Like I said, if I say something stupid, if I do something dumb, that's going to be the last thing anybody remembers about me. So if I do any of that, I don't want no one around to see it. That's what the dream is.
But does that dream line up with your real life wishes?
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I don't want no one around.
All right, listen.
I don't want no one around looking at me in the bathroom. I don't want nobody looking around me, doing in the deathbed. It's the same thing. That's private. That's private.
Okay, here's why you're wrong. And I know Red Gravy's listening, hoping hear us talk about inflation and Israel. But first off, I just want to tell you, Jackie, you are incorrect because here's why. You don't know what happens to your brain as you pass away. I've heard a lot of people say some of that heaven juice goes into your brain and makes you super smart and you can see things and have a sense of the future.
That's phenomenon is what you're saying. Phenomenon.
Well, what if you get real smart?
And the phenomenon's friend is I messed up. Them too. That's what you talk about because he gets smarter and he's dead.
I just think you might have figured out a math problem and you need some witnesses, or you have come up with some advice that the whole world needs to know, or maybe you just want to say, oh, I've come up with my last words, and it's a sentence of such beauty and poetry that you would be a criminal to deprive the world of your wisdom.
Did Phenomenon die by himself? I can't remember.
In real life or in the movie?
He's still the actor, like Don Travolta's. I'm saying in the movie, I don't remember. It seemed like he laid up against a tree and died. But it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Now, is Michael Phenomenon Part 2 where he comes back, but he's an angel now?
Angel come back to heaven, yeah, but he don't do nothing but dance around. He ain't smart in that when he say he want to eat and dance around. That's why I didn't like it. I didn't like that one at all.
I like eating and I like dancing around.
I don't like. You go from being super smart, then you die. You get smarter, then you die, and then you come back, want to eat fast food and dance around in a long coat.
Yep, because that makes me feel like I've already got it figured out. It makes the audience feel good, a feel-good movie. Like smart, and then you get to the point where I am. That's the kind of movie I want to watch. I'm Phenomenon. I go to damn Jack in the Box, and I go to damn Hardee's, and I go to damn dance around in Jim and Jim's 2 parking lot. I'm Phenomenon.
That's heaven. Well, that should be heaven for you. Okay, I see it. Why can't they have all the heaven? Why you got to come back down here and bother people doing it?
I hope heaven is just...
bother them enough doing it when he's alive.
I hope heaven is just what stuff I know now, because I don't want to have to go through all the trouble of living to be 130 years old or whatever I'm going to be.
Wow.
And I don't want to go through all that and and learn all my lessons and make all my mistakes and put up with all these motherfuckers.
All right.
And then get up to heaven and then have to learn a whole new thing. You see that in the heaven movies. Like, well, here's your room and here's where the angels live. It's like, I'm not going to remember this. I just died. Just make it like it was on earth, except I don't have to work or go to the bathroom. Let me just eat and dance. That's all I want to do here. It's it. I wish... I don't know why God did not just put me in charge of this. He really messed up on this. And I'm saying that with all due respect, but I could have done such a good heaven up. I could have, man, y'all would get up there and you'd be like, oh, thank you, Dunlap. Just let me, just give me a notebook and a weekend and I'll come back. The best heaven y'all ever heard of. You will be fucking.
All right.
Thrilled.
Language. I've had enough of language. I don't like most of what's the other angels in the outfield or whatever. Most of heaven movies. The only person I like that used to come back to life was Topper, but he wasn't necessarily an angel. He's a ghost. And I was a youngin' when I liked that. I don't know if I'd like it now.
You know what'd be funny is if you got a ghost just annoying you walking around behind you saying, oh, Mr. Broyles, was that Topper? Was he a butler or ghost?
Something like that. He was fancy one way or the other, but he dead. Yeah, he a ghost. He ain't an angel come down or nothing. The best angel come down is A Wonderful Life, and that heaven left it up to imagination because they weren't but little dots are flashing when they get to talking.
I might not be too upset about dots if I get up there and I'm just flashing dots.
Yeah.
Kind of surreal, leave it up to your imagination. I could get with that.
Sure, yeah. The simpler, the better, yeah.
Just be a dot up there. Yeah, I'll be a dot, flash around. Clarence, get on down there. You messed up again or whatever. I'll give you one more chance. Okay, that's too much work. Even that, I don't want to manage people when I get to heaven.
Well, that heaven, you still got to work. I always thought heaven would be like I worked, I did all the stuff I did in life, and now I go to heaven, everything's good. But that maybe you're a dot, which I'm like you. I ain't got no problem with that. But then it's like, if you want some wings, you got to go down there and do some work. Get your butt down there and do some work. And it's like, I worked my whole life. I thought you go to heaven, that's it. Now you get down there and get old Jimmy Stewart did not cut his wrist or jump off a bridge or whatever the hell he's going to do. And maybe you get some wings.
Maybe,
yeah. Maybe. That's the way it's, yeah.
Let me tell you something. That's too much. And I bet up there in heaven that is the same way they are down there. I guess nobody wants to work. And nobody around here got no wings. They just don't want to work.
What I need wings for if I ain't but a little dot of flashing? Tell me that. I don't see no wings on them other dots telling me my dot, I got to go down there and help him because uncle lost some money or whatever it was. I can't remember. It's been so long.
I always get a little twisted around. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really followed it. I know everybody watches it, likes it. It's Christmas, but I swear I get confused. I'm like, where are we now?
It jumps around. Yeah, it jumps around. Like, is this real or is the angel making it up? Is this really? I get confused too. I know everything turned out okay. I guess that's why it's good for Christmas. But before that, I don't know where we're at. They should have had a little dot through the whole damn movie to explain what the hell's going on.
Now you got me wanting some dots around me going, turn left here.
Well, that's better. Remember, it used to be a little angel on one shoulder, a little devil on the other. Remember, you say, I had a little dot here, dot there. One a blue dot, one a red dot. Everybody know what that is. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of just your phone. Dots just kind of your phone, and you're working instead of for the dots, but to pay your cell phone bill. I guess maybe we're in heaven right now.
Oh, Lord, I hope that in case. People used to believe that years ago. Yeah, and let me tell you, people. Sure, there's a lot of things about America needs a lot of work done. Definitely needs a lot of work done. But I remember my friend's granddaddy come over on a boat years ago, and from where he was living, coming here. Of course, this is in the 40s and 50s.
Where was he living? Arkansas?
40s and 50s. Yeah, and he's not black or another race or whatever. He's white, so yeah. But still, he thought where he was living was hell, and now he was in heaven. He thought living in the grand old USA was heaven. That's all he expected. He didn't expect nothing else after he died. That was enough for him. I remember him saying that. He said, no, this is heaven. Because he had a rough time where he was from originally, the other country or whatever.
He was in heaven before he died, John Prine.
Well, I hope so. I mean, for his sake, I think did he have a good life? He seemed like he did a lot of good music, made a lot of people happy. I don't know. I don't know him personally. I didn't know what he did in his personal life.
When your friend got to heaven, do you think he was like, oh no, what was I thinking? This is much better.
I don't know what happens after we die. I know good Lord's waiting to do what he wants to do with me, and that's all. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know. I don't know first thing what everybody does after they die. Nobody does. Other than go in the ground and get burned up. That's about it. What we know for sure.
Are we supposed to do the news now? Should we just... We can talk about... I mean, I stood in line to get gas.
Put gas... Quit. Was you putting the gas in a plastic bag?
I mean, I have, but not...
Somebody
not
said you was trying to put gas in a sock, and it just go right through it. Well, you can't do it. It's fabric. It go right through it. You waste it. You're getting all over the ground.
Oh, that was it. I stood in line. The line was so long, I stood in the line. I mean, my car ain't running right now. So I was just standing in line, piss people off. Just waste a bunch of gas right in front of them. So I had that kiddie pool. I was going to fill that kiddie pool up. I borrowed some money. Yes, Granny for money for gas. She's going to give it to you. You don't tell her the part about you just going to waste it to piss a bunch of people off.
All right.
And so I was going to fill up that kiddie pool, and it kind of cheap ass dollar store kiddie pool just kind of crumpled right up in that gasoline. So then I just took my socks off and said, I started doing that act. You know that act I do when I act like I'm real dumb?
What?
I call it Dunlap. You ever seen me do that? People love it. You know, Red Gravy said, I don't know the difference between that and a regular you. But,
well, yeah, he's right about that.
But I was doing my Dunlap act out there. I was like, hey, I'll fill up my socks and take them home. And people are like, no, you idiot. It's going to go right through it. What? And spraying it all over the place. The thing is, they come out of the gas station real quick. They come right out, and they're like, "Get out of here!"
You as bad as the Russians that did it. That's all they're trying to do is pay old people off, like you say, pay off whatever it is. All the people, you as bad as they were, because they shut down the whole damn pipeline. They sitting over there thinking, well, listen, I know how to first off, Russian said, I know how to make a lot of Americans angry. How you do that? Get Donald Trump elected president. They did that. Now, like, what we going to do now? Well, how about we take all the gasoline away from them? All right, that'll work. I guess they turned it back on. Somehow Russia got in there and turned it all off. But today, I guess they turned it back on. So maybe everybody get the gasoline back. I don't know. Regardless of how much it costs, whether $3 or more, I don't know.
Plus that first part where you said that they made everybody, I will make them mad when we get Donald Trump elected. They loved that.
Well, there was a half of that. Russia loved that part of it. Sure, a big part of the country. Yeah,
there's half, at least half his country's like, oh yeah, this ain't so bad.
Thank you, Russia.
Thank you. I'm really surprised at this whole gas thing. Nobody's turned it around because they use it. Republicans, Trumpies, Russia use it to batter Biden. Battered Biden. I can't. When people say battered Biden, I can't hashtag battered Biden. It's just I see him in the Long John Silver's.
It's too much. It's Build Back Better, battered Biden, all of it.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's too hard. Yeah.
And I picture him like done up in a Long John Silver's, surrounded by the crunchies with some tartar sauce on his little fried up belly, going, "Come on, man, eat me up, man."
All right. Tired of you talking about people being naked, getting eat by vampire meat or anything. I don't want to hear it.
I didn't say he was naked.
You said on the belly button or something like that.
I know his little fried belly, but I'm sure underneath the fried.
All right, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Let's not talk about Joe Biden being fried up naked or anything. Let's just. It
ain't a fetish. It's just like when they say battered Biden, I just see him in there like like he's the size of a chicken strip and his little head's poking out, and of the delicious batter, and I'm going to dip him in like some honey mustard.
Fine.
Folks, eat me up, folks. That's why that hashtag's going to backfire on them. People get hungry, go to Sonic. This is all over the place. Jackie, also the gas, what were we talking about? Russia, the damn Russia. I'm surprised that people ain't going like, I like not having gas. Like, what's the difference? Why is everything else? That ain't so bad. The COVID ain't so bad. The damn getting shot up in school ain't so bad.
Yeah.
Nothing is bad except for gas. I don't understand why this is the thing. I'm really, tomorrow they could be, if it was coming, if Trump put out a thing said, well, the Russians did it, so really this is not so bad. People be, I'm glad that I ain't got no gas. I'm glad they run out. I'm glad I paid for this trash can to fill up with gas. I like having a trash can of gas in my garage.
Well, part of what you're saying is kind of almost there, because Fox News is sure going to be happy saying Biden is going to be Jimmy Carter #2. Look, it's already happening. So that makes them a little happy that they get to say all that. You know?
I guess that's true. That's true.
But I mean, it ain't the regular guy down at the gas station waiting in line that you making mad.
You should see their faces. Gas line, gas prices, inflation, war in the Middle East. If I was Fox News, I wouldn't have to. I'd have 6 months in the can if I was Hannity. I'd just go off this.
Hannity too busy talking to Caitlyn Jenner to talk about all this. I'm sure he can work all this into that. I don't know if he's going to talk to her again. He talked to her one time already. Then Caitlyn Jenner went on CNN, where they actually, probably asked, real questions about being governor, and I don't think she did too good a job for what I understand.
Did she do better than Liz Cheney? Has she got who do you think has a brighter political future at this point? Liz Cheney?
Well, or Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know how to answer that. When Liz Cheney gets to talking, I'm going to think that there's people that actually sat through Hannity talking to Caitlyn Jenner, whereas plenty of people would have turned it off if he was talking to Liz Cheney. Hell, when she gets up to speak in Congress, all the Republicans turn around and walk out. They don't want to hear what she got to say. I understand that because they get me on the news when they ask them about what she said. They say, I was busy. I got somebody texted me. I had to go out and answer a phone, whatever the hell it was. But they all get up and walk out. Well, she's gone. She's through, I guess. I guess she's going to keep fighting. Well, good for her, I guess. No, good for her for telling the truth. Somebody told the Republican Party decided they looked at the situation because, let's face it, like this Kevin McCarthy fella is cowardly and as weaselly as he is. He ain't Louis Gorman. You know what I mean? He has a little bit of sense. So what he's had to do is sit down and determine that there's no future to the Republican Party unless we make sure people of color cannot vote. And we just, lie all the time. That's it. That's all we can do. I can either rip up a constitution or take it, wipe my rear end with it, or be a decent human being. If I ain't going to have a job if I do that with the Constitution, basically. I have to do that to the Constitution, do have a job. Otherwise, I ain't going to be around here. My job is if they're going to lie about this, people, they're going to lie about everything, which that's what's on the menu, so to speak. Because he wants to take a house. When they get the house, you think they're ever going to vote it back the other way? Well, and making sure that most people can't vote. And, of course, we watched from what the old president did. You just say, no, I didn't, I did lose. And guess who running the House? You think if he was in charge of the House when all this went down before the 6th and all that stuff, do you think it would have happened? I don't know. I don't know for sure. I can't answer that because the choices he's making right now tells me maybe they wouldn't have certified Joe Biden as president. There's a damn good chance they might not have. So I guess you get control of the House. You can do whatever you want. Once we get it back, and it's ours, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, I don't know if do we just live in a country where we just deny who's president? We have two presidents, Biden and Trump.
I mean, we're living in that now, ain't we?
That's not a good old man grumpy.
No.
It's a bad one. Remember that first debate? I wouldn't watch that again. I'd watch Grumpy Old Men again.
I'd even watch Grumpy Old Men too.
I'd watch fucking Out to Sea before I'd watch any more of this mess.
Put on the front page. I'll sit through that.
Somebody, please.
What else should do? Oh, I know, Buddy Buddy. I'd sit through Buddy Buddy.
I never seen it.
It ain't no good.
I'd watch it.
It's been years since I've seen it.
I mean, it can't be that bad.
Well, I guess compared to what they put out now, probably great.
Jackie, they're having a lottery in Ohio. If you got your vaccination, they'll give you got a chance to win a bunch of money. And some other states, our good friend Yankee Grandma over on Patreon sent us things saying, look what they do in New Jersey, drinks. I think other people have sent us things from their locales where people were giving away drinks and shots like they did here in Murfreesboro at Gentleman Jim's JYMS2.
Yep,
Like
they were the first. I think they was the first, and everybody started ripping them off. Yeah.
So why? I mean, I guess just pay people to get vaccinated. I guess
that's what they're going to do. They're going to get right now. You get a free hamburger somewhere. You get a free ride there from all. I mean, at the point now. Look, I ain't complaining. I went and got as soon as I was able to. Went and got mine, and went and back and got the other one. But I didn't get nothing but protection from coronavirus. That's all I get from this. So now they're going to get to live. All the people that's whined and fussed and hollered, I ain't going to get nothing. Well, I may get $1 million. I got a free meal at Shoney's. I got a free ride to wherever. I did this. I did that. So the people
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, that's right. They giving out. No, yeah. So all of us that did the right thing, not just for ourselves, but for the whole country, the world for that matter, that's how it gets to spread and goes everywhere. That's what happened. The ones that did the right thing, we don't get nothing. But all these people whining and complaining, well, I guess I'll do it now. Krispy Kreme, you say?
Ain't got no gas to get there. I run about half that down in the fucking ditch.
All right, watch your mouth. There are people out there right now that got in trouble for forging your little vaccine card. You know what I mean? The little vaccine card you get, and they circle the thing, and here you got it. There are people forging those, paying money to get those. They're free, and you don't get sick. What the hell's wrong with you? You go to jail for buying forged vaccine things, and the guy said, they were free the whole time, and plus you don't get sick. What the hell is wrong with you?
Look, you can't really get vaccinated, but if you get vaccinated, you can't say you did, like Republican politicians, like our
all
governor,
of them, or
Bill Lee.
Carson, or any of them on Fox News. They wouldn't be allowed to go back to work at this point if they ain't got it.
If you don't get vaccinated, you have to buy a thing that says you did get vaccinated, so you can get on a cruise ship. If there's an insurrection, you have to say it was not real unless it was black people protesting, and then it's an insurrection. Look, I don't know why they can't just go with things being the way they actually are. It seems like it'd be a lot easier to me.
Well, yeah.
But I guess people like to play victim and complain, and they can't do it unless they twist a bunch of stuff around. So that's what they're doing now. Oh, and Jackie, hold the phone. What do you hear about this? On top of everything else, battered Biden doing, there's a sauce shortage.
What?
Sauce shortage.
Which
Chick-fil-A.
one? All the sauce. Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A got a sauce shortage. It's an article. Here's the article right here on Fox News. I'm looking at it right now, Jackie. You can't tell me this ain't true. Chick-fil-A sauce shortage blamed on Joe Biden's America.
Well, pretty soon my pillar's going to say there's a feather shortage and on and on. It is all of them, yeah.
You can't. They ain't got enough gas to sit through the Chick-fil-A drive-through line. When I first come up to the gas station, I thought I was at Chick-fil-A because the line was so long.
Jackie Bros are still on here talking to each and every ear that's listening.
And I'm Dunlap.
I'm talking to your whole head, not just the ears, but the ears what you listen with, I guess.
I mean, By that logic, you're talking to their whole body, right? I mean, not just the head. Why would it cut off at the head?
The head's what you listen with, though. You don't you don't take a glass and hold it up to the wall and put your foot to it. You put your ear to it.
But that's your ear, not just the whole head.
It's on your head, though. It's on your head. You look and you hear with your head.
I listen with my heart.
All right. Well, we appreciate each and every one of y'all listening with whatever part of your body you want to listen to with, whether it be your heart, your ear, whatever it is.
Keep naming them.
Just glad you're here is all I'm saying. And we're also glad to all of y'all whose ears want to hear just a little bit more. I like listening to them, and sometimes they go over an hour. Sometimes they stop right around 4 to 5 minutes. But you know what? It's never enough. It's just never enough for me. I wish I could just listen to them two argue, carry on, whatever the hell it is they're talking about. Say maybe an extra 20 minutes. Well, if that's the case, look in your wallet right now, your bank account, whatever it is you got all your money in, and take out $5. Now, if you take $5 out, look at how much you got left. If that's enough to live on, then tell you what, you're going to get that extra 20 minutes. That's right. If you give us a $5 on our, what you call, page y'all page.
Yeah.
You get a whole extra 20 minutes with myself and you know who's here talking to.
And folks, that's $5 a month. So that is not $5 every week for 20 extra minutes. That'd be highway robbery. What you're actually getting is 80 to 100 extra minutes every month for $5. I don't know how much that breaks down per minute.
Look at your budgets. I didn't mean just look how much money you got in your wallet, your bank account. It's a budget. Most people, if you trust me, you'll handle your money a lot better if you sit down and budget every month. I guarantee you, some people don't. They just spend willy-nilly. Now, we'll still take you $5 if you like it, but you're probably going to run into trouble down the road. No, budget. You budget out every month. If you got a $5 you could spare and get all the bills paid and put food on the table, then sure enough, we'll talk to you for an extra 20 minutes every week or close to it.
I mean, more or less. Sometimes it's a little closer to every 10 days, but still. I'm trying to figure out how much per minute that is, but I don't have the foggiest notion how to do it.
Well, we were coming up on our 150th, or we call it episode or whatever you want to mean, show of extra 20 minutes. And I was like, well, how much, if so many people give $5, we could add it up on a calculator because I can't do it in my head. Like, how much? I
can't do it on calculator. I don't know where to even begin.
Well, if you've done that many of them, and so many people give you $5 for every one of them monthly, you should be looking at a figure at some point. I don't know what it would be
per minute.
What's a minute? It's 20 minutes, but it's just $5. What you divide, how much is a minute? That's a minute, 60 seconds. So it's 5 in a 20, right?
4.
Huh?
4.
For what?
Into 20. Numbers. 4 numbers into 20 equals 5.
I ain't got no calculator with me. I ain't got my little, thing I used to do when I had the store. You had a big one and paper come out of it,
I used to make people so mad they'd be sitting in there trying to watch Oprah. And you'd be running that thing, and they go, turn that off. And you'd be, I can't do my bucks.
You got it. If you want to run a successful business, you got to do it. Like I said, or successful life, you got budget, yeah.
And you said louder. If it ain't loud enough, if you can't hear yourself doing the math, then you might as well be run your business in the ground.
Well, you can go home and watch Oprah. You ain't got to come down and sit there and watch it. You watch it wherever you want. If you don't like me here doing my numbers, then you go on. Go watch it with somewhere else.
Well, they'd always say it. A lot of them had just had their cable cut off. So,
well, I can't help everybody.
Because they didn't do a budget.
Well, that's right. And there wouldn't be nothing on the TV. They wouldn't have no place to go to look at the TV if I wasn't in there banging on the thing and printing the numbers out.
And so it all works out in the end, folks. And one hand feeds the other. Or pets the other. What's the hands do?
Shake or stroke.
One hand strokes the other, and by the end of the day, everybody's watched Oprah, everybody's run a calculator, and everybody has every penny is where it's supposed to be. And that's the Jackie Broyles method of bookkeeping. And he swears by it, and he had a business here for a long time, possibly even still does. And that's, you can't do that if you don't have a head for figures.
Yeah, you got to have a head for figures, and that's the reason we appreciate y'all figuring in the $5 for the extra 20 minutes that we love to give y'all every week or 10 days. But sometimes, sorry to say, and it's none of you, it's no fault of yours. It's no fault to anybody that gives us $5 or $1 or $2, 50 cents, whatever it may be. It's no fault of you that don't cut it. It's our fault. We don't know how to run things right, whatever. We should budget this. When are we going to start budgeting this thing that we're doing the park is for? That's what we need to do.
Where'd you put your adding machine?
What?
Where's your adding machine at?
It's somewhere underneath something, somewhere.
Well, I don't know.
All right. Well, without budgeting, it seems like we still need a little extra, and that's why we rely on all of our listeners like yourself, of course, first, and thank you for being our patrons and helping us out. But we also got to rely on local sponsors. Here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, local sponsors, if you're from Murfreesboro, you're going to hear about a lot of bargains. You're going to hear about a lot of good places to eat. You're going to hear a lot about just a lot of good businesses here. And if you're not from Murfreesboro and you happen to be traveling through, which hopefully we're all going to start traveling again here pretty soon, because you get vaccinated and fixed up, and that's good to know. Things hopefully getting closer and closer. So I hope we do have some tourists coming through, and be sure and listen to this, because you're going to hear about a lot of places you need to stop by, even if you're just not coming to Tennessee. Like I said, if you're just driving through, everybody got to stop, go to the bathroom. Everybody got to stop and get something to eat. Don't do it at a rest stop. There's plenty of places to do it here, and I'm going to tell you about a few of them here myself.
We should spend some time on just the best bathrooms in Murfreesboro. Not today. I know we're not prepared. I don't want to go off the top of my head. It's an important subject, but we could do that for all the folks not from Murfreesboro. Best bathrooms. When you really got to go, send out a message to the Chamber of Commerce. Say, hey, we're doing one on bathrooms. Let's know you got the best bathroom. Put up your $25. We'll come test it out.
That's true.
Once COVID gets settled.
Some people don't have no choice, though. Sometimes you're in a situation where you can't get to the best bathroom, and you got to pull in and use the one you can, wherever it is, Shell station, emergency thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's had that. But if you got time, if you got a couple of hours to look for a good bathroom, sure, we should put something together like that.
Well, you don't need a couple of hours. I just say, maybe.
Well, how am I? Maybe if you want to go to the bathroom in the nicest place.
I just saying, I know we need to wrap this up. I just want to say that maybe people, instead of having vacations where they drive all day, do everything else they want to do, and then frantically are searching for a bathroom. Anywhere will do. Why don't they plan the vacation around the bathroom? Look up the best bathrooms in the area, and then plan your stops around there. Then fit the other stuff in around these glorious bathroom visits.
That's true. If you got a bladder issue or spastic colon, that's a good way to plan your trip. If it's going to be happening more frequently than I guess average Joe, whatever.
Jackie,
you're going to know.
I'm here to tell you, just do it. You don't have to have something, an issue. You could just be out there living your life and having a great vacation. and saying, this vacation is about the bathrooms. I owe it to myself. It's not, you're not cheating yourself. You're giving yourself a gift.
I'm going to tell you right now, because people put all sorts of, what do you call them on your phones? Your saps or whatever you call it on your phone. Like, where to eat, where to do this.
Yeah,
if somebody comes up now, don't nobody steal this, Red Gravy. If you're listening, don't run off with this. Somebody need to come up with the best bathrooms in the country. Put that people, I guarantee you, because people all mixed up about bathrooms in all sorts of good and bad ways. They gonna put that on the phone, and that's $1 million right there. That's the next Bezos right there.
And let me tell you what happened then. And the other people be like, everybody coming to the good bathroom, I'll make my bathroom good. And then suddenly we're living in a golden age of good bathrooms on the road that you need to pull over at. And you go to one that ain't good. You go, do you not know what's happening with the app on my phone?
Everybody benefits from that. Everybody does that, and I don't even like having no little phones around in your pocket, everybody. But if you're gonna use it for that, I think everybody benefits. Every bathroom's gonna be that much better. That's a good plan. I'm telling you, that's $1 million deal right there. Whoever comes up with that, you got to work ahead of you, but still,
let's normalize prioritizing bathrooms. Is that it? Is that your sponsor, bathroom app?
No, it ain't my sponsor. You the one to talk about that to give me an idea. Now, my sponsor this week is the same sponsor I had last week. And, of course, that's old T-Dog. Army Surplus, he's still extra open. Extra open means you get in there, you don't got to wear a mask. You ain't got to have your temperature checked. You ain't got to have no passport. None of that. Come in there, get whatever Army Surplus supplies you need, and have a good time. And also, now, people who are concerned about the health and people who do have just, regular common sense and want to wear the mask and also want Army supplies, they need to go down there to T-Dog, keep a mask on. It's fine. Don't worry. Nobody going to hassle you. Nobody going to make you mad. And I'll tell you why. Because they going to look at you, they going to get mad, but instead of taking it out on you, they going to take it out on old Sir Mascalot. That's right, Sir Mascalot. He got a red fair metal armor, looked like King Arthur or whatever, a big old mask over the front of the thing. You can cuss him, you can kick him, you can holler at him, you do whatever you want. Sir Mascalot, that T-Dog's armor, surplus, is and regardless which side of the political, it shouldn't be political, but unfortunately it is, because I don't have to get into it. We all know it whatever side you fall on, masked or unmasked, go down there. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna see a show. That's right. You're gonna see one hell of a show of people cussing, spitting, kicking, throwing, you name it. It's Sir Mascalot, and he's safe in there. You ain't got to worry about him. He got the King Arthur thing on him all over, and then inside of it, he's got Rosemary Nibble's old sponge house. I don't know if it paid. I think because last week we got in some trouble here because I said, well, I'm doing 2 sponsors, but I don't think she charged T-Dog for all those old sponges. I think she donated them. So anyhow, inside of his armor is lined up with sponges, so he's that much safer. He's going to be fine in there. So I tell you what, everybody, after last week, and I mentioned Sir Mascalot, more and more people going down there. It's becoming something to do. Whether you like Army Surplus store or not, it is something to do. Some people just want to cuss somebody with a mask. They watch enough TV and Fox News or Tucker Carlson or whatever. Like, you know what? I need to go out and give these people peace of mind my own self. I'll tell you what, if you ain't crazy about confrontation, you want to say something. Say you're a little guy, just a little fella, know you get your butt whooped by anybody else out there, but you're still mad as hell that people are wearing masks. you're the kind of person that needs to go right down to T-Dog's Army Surplus store and just cuss Sir Mascalot all day long. You're gonna feel better afterward. You're gonna be able to go back home. You're gonna feel like you got Tucker Carlson's approval. Go down and cuss Sir Mascalot. And
this is how I don't mean to jump in, Jackie, but this just occurred to me. This is probably how Rand Paul feels after he talks to Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah. He needs him. I think all of Congress actually needs a Sir Mascalot down there. That's what they need. Let them all, before they actually talk to real people, let them work it out. But people are just flying out of there. They're all going down there, getting in line. There was a line outside to get inside to see either for you to take Sir Mascalot a piece of your mind or just to watch somebody else do it. Well, tell you what. T-Dog wants me to put this out here. He's saying he's been very successful with this and he appreciates it, but it does have a cease and desist order that I think he sent it to them, but he told me to say it on here too. To Gibby's Ribs. Gibby's Ribs, a restaurant off the square. You know what I'm talking about, rib place.
Gibby's Ribs, yeah.
Gibby's Ribs. Now, they've been packing them in there. First off, because they're delicious ribs, of course. And they've been extra open. Of course, you ain't got to wear a mask or do nothing there. They do have a couple of outside tables if you got a mask on. And that's fine. If you want to sit outside, they don't mind that. But if they serve the person outside, they'll wear a mask. But inside, none of the staff are going to wear a mask or anything. It's extra open. Go there, get you some Gibby's Ribs. And they ain't my sponsor.
Gibby's Ribs.
No, they're good. I like it. I've been down there, but they ain't my sponsor. I'm telling them they need to. Well, this ain't coming from me. This is coming from T-Dog. He's saying, watch your back. You need to watch what you're doing because what they've done down there, they got a Sir Vaxalot. Same sort of thing. Ren Fair, whatever you call it, King Arthur thing. He got a mask on, but what he also got is what do they joust with? What do you call that thing?
A lance.
What's it called?
A lance.
Lance stick, or whatever you call it. When they do it, and when they go horse or run at each other. Instead of that, he got a big syringe and a big needle. Now, people, of course, when you go down to Gibby's Ribs, you can't help but look outside at those two tables, and you're going to see people wearing masks, or you're going to see the server have to put on a mask in order to go out there to serve them. And, it's going to get you, if your blood sugar low and you're going to eat you some ribs and everything's get back to normal, and then you see that and everything get a little worse, well, that's why they have Sir Vaxalot there. Now, Sir Vaxalot, the same sort of things in the middle of the store, people cussing, hollering, throwing, mostly getting hit with red bones. So that's pretty much most people do, just toss them because, they let you throw them on the floor there anyway, but now you throw it at, makes that sound bouncing off a thing, off of armor.
It's a good sound.
It is good sound. Like I said, I like the ribs. I like to get them, and you could hear it from outside because I ain't going to go inside, with a mask on it because they're going. But anyhow, you can hear it ding ding, throwing it, and it's basically the same setup, and that's why T-Dog is saying to Gibby's Ribs, watch what you're doing because I was doing it first, and by all accounts, I think that's true. I really do, and I shouldn't get into this because there's legal reasons he got a cease and desist order or something like that.
Why is yours always a legal thing? Like there's always a legal. I feel like
that's the whole world. It ain't just me. That's everybody.
You're going to get drug into this. I can already see the writing on the wall. You start out saying, "Well, there's legal reasons I can't," and then 5 podcasts later, you're talking to some big city lawyers, or you're in the courthouse, or you're paying somebody's legal fees, or you're bailing somebody out of jail. Somebody owes you some money. You're spending the night in jail for somebody else.
that's the whole world these days. I'm telling you, it is.
It's your world. It's not my world. When I go to jail, it's because of things I've done.
No, everybody's suing each other for this or that or whatnot. If I had a nickel for every time I've been in a courthouse here in Murfreesboro where someone in a costume is suing somebody else in a costume, I'd be a rich, rich man. Wouldn't have to get on here and ask for $25. That's for damn sure. It's just what the world is, what it is. Everybody, what do you call it, legislations. Yeah, everybody go get the lawyer up, whether it be a fancy Nashville lawyer or what you do the best you can with what here in Murfreesboro. That's what it is. And T-Dog sure enough want me to let Gibby's Ribs, if you're listening, Sir Vax-a-lot. Little too close, and it is a little close. We can all admit that, right? I mean, Sir Mask-a-lot, Sir Vax-a-lot almost rhymes, and also, you cuss them because you're mad about masks or vaccines. So to me, it seems I get it. I see what T-Dog saying.
I mean, maybe if they were both knights and in suits of armor,
they are.
Oh,
that's the point. You heard me say that. I said.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you know what? Because they're so similar, I got confused. I thought you were talking about. Oh no, yeah. I don't see how they have a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing would be that they could say, "Well, we like throwing people like the bones." That's different.
That is different. Throwing bones. Getting a full meal and then getting mad throwing something, but
usually that calmed me down. Things have to really go wrong for me to be mad after me.
Sure, that's true. The
way I eat.
Well,
I like to have. For me, a meal is I want my system to shut down as soon as I'm done here, and if I'm still making sense or walking on 2 feet and not crawling towards a couch of some sort. Then I'm going to be reaching to grab a handful of gravy just to wash it all down. But don't let me interrupt you. So, Sir Vax-a-lot is getting sued by Sir Mask-a-lot?
Not yet. They're threatening. He wants to say something. He's giving them a chance. That's what he said. He said, get on here, tell him, Jackie. And this ain't me saying this. It's me repeating what T-Dog said. They give me $25 to say this. Gibby's Ribs, you and Sir Vax. He ain't got nothing against Gibby's Ribs. He thinks armor surplus store completely different from a rib joint. I mean, it's just two different things. It's the people in armor. It's the knights or whatever you call them, King Arthur or whatever. But that's taking it too far as T-Dog is concerned. He thinks he's stealing that idea from him, and bless his heart, he's doing so well. I don't see why you can't have both, and it ain't my place to get in the middle of this and say, because you can go to Army Surplus Store, you can go out to eat, and you can still be mad at somebody wearing a mask and throw a fit over it. But in this case, it's okay to do it, and don't nobody go to jail. Don't nobody put up a video on Facebook. And if they do, it's funny for everybody. It's look at him and the King Arthur. It's funny, So I think you should all work together, but it ain't my place to say. So be it. It is what it is. So Gibby's Ribs. You better get on the ball and either talk to T-Dog, give him a cut of the money. Well, I don't know. Y'all work that out amongst yourselves. But right now, it ain't legal yet. He's saying it will be pretty soon if he don't hear from you. That's all I got to say. But anyhow, go down to T-Dog's Army Surplus. Extra open. No mask, no temperature check, nothing. Come in, get what you want, do whatever you want. It's fine. And, Sir Mask-a-lot, you got him there too. Give him some hell. Have a good time. Have a good time. That's our sponsor for today.
So that's Mask-a-lot. Vax-a-lot. Man, that is close.
Yeah.
I do see what you're talking about.
He got a point. That's all I'm saying. He got a point. I think they're both doing a service. If you, like I said, if you're keeping people from getting hit or screamed at, but I guess, T-Dog wants it done at one place and not two. I don't know. It don't seem like that's part of the. Don't seem like people eating ribs going to hurt his business to me. But again, he give me $25 to say what to say. I shouldn't be chiming in. I stay out of it.
I mean, you're gonna wind up paying for a suit of armor or something for
no.
Jackie, I've got a sponsor that you are probably gonna like, because let me just say this: we may have avoided a lawsuit. I did not know that what's his name? T-Bone.
T-Dog. I said
T-Bone because I'm getting mixed up with the bones. See, I think they may have a case against him because they was go, well, T-Dog and T-Bone ribs is close to each other. So maybe they countersue him. I'm just trying to read the writing on the wall, what's coming your way next few weeks. And I just feel bad for you. And I'm trying to give you a chance to get out of the path of the oncoming train. As my sponsor, Ralston Pulley, may have done himself. You know Ralston Pulley, Jackie. He came up with the slogan for the Murfreesboro boat scene. He said, "Okay, now when this COVID starts to die down," this was last March before he knew Tennessee wasn't going to do nothing about it. He said, "Boats are back, and all the lakes in Murfreesboro will." All get together, we'll pool our money, we'll put an ad in the paper, we'll say, boats are back.
Boats
are back. Jackie, do you know Todd's Lake here in Murfreesboro?
Yeah, I know Todd's Lake, yeah.
Do you know Todd's Lake number 2?
Yeah, off to the side, yeah.
Yeah, off to the side. That's where Ralston's boat, they call it a river boat, but it's just a lake boat, Murfreesboro. People have been waiting to get back on Murfreesboro. It takes up pretty much, since they built it, it takes up pretty much all of Todd's Lake number 2, because it's a smaller lake. There's a lot of things. There's a Gentleman Jim's 2. There's a Todd's Lake number 2. These are just Murfreesboro landmarks. We just like, when we get something we like, we just say, give me another one. So Murfreesboro is only one so far. But who knows, after Boats Are Back gets underway. And so they took out an ad. They said, bring your boat to the lake, Todd's Lake, the original, because you can't get on. Murfreesboro pretty much just stands still. I mean, you can kind of wade out to it and then climb up a ladder because it just takes up the whole. It's a small number 2 lake. And you just kind of sit out there and look at the back of rich people's houses in a couple of barns. It's peaceful. But when it was going pre-COVID times, I tell you what, they had a buffet, they had shows, they had puppet show for the kids, Shadow and Shirley. They had a puppet show for adults when the kids went to bed. It was Shadow and Shirley XXX. It wasn't that bad. I mean, they know it's still mostly church people. They had a church. Everything you could do on a River Lake boat. Murfreesboro, it was one of our, I mean, when I went there the first time, I was like, it's like Las Vegas, except for church people. So Tunica on the lake. Here in Murfreesboro, Todd's Lake Part 2, you also just look over at the other lake and just see all the little boats and go, I'm on Murfreesboro. And they just fucking around, I reckon.
Hey, watch your mouth.
So you've probably heard Ralston Pulley in the news because a lot of people, before they started throwing things at Sir Mascalot, would drive out to Todd's Lake Part 2 and throw things at Ralston Pulley because he didn't want to open up. He said, I'm going to shut things down. I'm going to wait a little while. I'm going to wait till it feels a little safer because we're squeezing people in here. People don't want to get on a Disney cruise, and they probably don't want to get on Murfreesboro. So he just did a little, he repainted it. Mostly he just stood out there and just looked at the water of the other bigger lake and the backs of rich people's houses and that couple of barns.
And
he just really came to know himself. He's lucky he didn't have to go out and work. He didn't have to. He wasn't a essential worker. He just owned a giant boat and a couple of puppets. He got his Aunt Kim. He said, I guess, Aunt Kim, I need somebody else. I don't know. I just like staring at the water. Just, Aunt Kim, can you come aboard and help me figure it? She said, we'll get the buffet going again. People don't want to work on a giant ship because they get sick. So we'll just go to all the fast food restaurants that are open that day, if they've got workers willing to come to them, and we'll just buy a bunch of stuff. We'll just fit. It'll just be fast food. It's extra open. We'll call it awful open. They were going to call it awful open. And that's where I think the lawsuit might have come, because if T-Bone is that litigious, then I just think that.
T-Dog?
Who's that?
Who's T-Bone?
The man who runs the supply shop with the guns and the ribs.
No, that's...
If he's willing to sue people over a suit of armor, I can just imagine what he would have done if he heard, well, awful open is extra open. Case closed. Aunt Kim was so excited. She said, we'll call awful open. We'll get the buffet. We'll get the dancers back. We'll get the puppeteers back in here. Fit as many people in here as we can. Maybe we'll break a world record. Most people on a boat.
What?
Bacchanal. Mascanal. No mascanal.
What?
We're awful open, she said. Murfreesboro. And that was what was in the paper earlier this week, Daily News Journal. Ralston Pulley asked me to get on here and beg y'all not to come. He said he's let Aunt Kim go. They had a falling out. He's pulled up the gangplank and the ladders. You can't reach the boat. He said he doesn't care about money anymore. He's happy to. He still got them unemployment checks coming in, he says. I didn't tell him the news. And he just wants to live on his giant boat in loneliness and austerity. He says he can't imagine it being soiled by people. He's wearing 3 masks at a time now.
Why?
That's the way he likes it. One for his mouth, one for his eyes, and one over his ears. As big as he could get it to go, stretching it out. He doesn't want to see us. He doesn't want to hear from us. He doesn't want us to drive by and wave. As far as he's concerned, he lives on that giant Murfreesboro alone. He's finally able to hear his own thoughts. He's finally able to remember his own memories. He's finally happy. And he asks, no matter how much fun you think Murfreesboro would have been, and no matter how much Aunt Kim drives around to bars and begs drunk people to come with her and force their way aboard, please just let him live in thoughtful, prayerful serenity. And that's Murfreesboro.
Bodo.